Okay, so you are diving into Google Analytics, you're looking at your website traffic, but you're not really sure what it means, what you should be looking at, what do you really need to pay attention to. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. If you're new here, my name's Jess. I create videos for business owners like you to help you save time and look good online. And today I really want to simplify analytics for you. Now, I do have another beginner Google Analytics video on my channel. I'll link to it down in the description, but this video is for people who already have it set up and kind of understand it at least. And I know that when you look at Google Analytics, there's a lot of information. There's demographics and bounce rates and clicks and people going through your site, and you can look at the flow of how they navigate through your site and lots of information, and it can be overwhelming. So I really want to help you just pay attention to one of the most important things. I'm not saying this is the most important thing. I'm not saying this is an absolute. I'm just saying as a business owner, this is one of the things I think you should be paying attention to closely, and that is your conversion rate. And I will say there are ways you can set it up in Google Analytics where you can specifically track conversions and all that. That's a little more advanced. You probably need someone to set it up for you, but I'm going to give you a very basic way to track this on your own. The first thing you want to do is look at your site traffic. And I know this is everyone's favorite metric because they're like, ooh, I got 6,000 views today, or I got 10,000 views this month. Great, which is fun, but that doesn't give us the whole picture. What you really want to do is look at page-specific traffic. You don't want to look just at your site traffic as a whole, but page specific. Now you could factor in, 6,000 page views for the month, 600 of those people eventually made it to your sales page. But again, we're keeping it simple. So I want you to go look at your page specific traffic for your sales page or whatever you're tracking. Maybe you don't have services and you're selling physical products or digital products, or maybe you really are focused on your freebie conversion rate to grow your email list. Whatever it is, go to that page specifically and look at the traffic. Then you want to compare that number to how many purchases, opt-ins, or inquiries you got. And again, we could even go further into how many of those inquiries actually then booked you. If you want to track that, you can. Again, we're keeping it simple. And the reason that you want to really pay attention to page-specific traffic and not overall traffic is because let's say you have a blog. You got 6,000 views on your website this month, but then when you look at it, a bunch of that went to your blog and only 10 people visited your sales page. You got one inquiry. That's a pretty good conversion rate for 10 people visiting your sales page, because not a lot of those people who went to the blog went to your sales page, which you might think, but I do want them to visit my sales page. You could look at that in your blog posts, have better calls to action, etc. But think about the last time you looked up a tutorial or recipe, got the information you needed, and left the website. So you're going to look at page-specific traffic, compare that to purchases, inquiries, opt-ins, whatever. And you might be thinking, okay, so I'm looking at this. Now what do I do? Well, first you want to look at that conversion rate, and what is it? Typically, this is a broad, it depends on who you talk to, what industry you're in, etc. But typical conversion rates on websites range from 2 to 5%. It's pretty low. So if you're above that, you're doing great. If you're in that range, you're doing pretty average. And if you're below that, then we need to evaluate some things. And it is difficult to pinpoint what exactly to update. It might be your site is too slow. It might be that your site's confusing. It might be that you need to update your copy. It may be you need to update the design, the pictures, the colors. There's a lot that you could look at. My best recommendation is to do one thing at a time and test it. Swap out some pictures, update the colors, leave it. Test it, see if that improves. If that doesn't, try changing the copy. etc. Don't change everything at once because then you don't know what's working and what's not. Again, this isn't the only metric that we should be paying attention to as business owners. This is just one of the most important because as a business, we want to be making sales or growing our list or getting clients. So this is the one that I think we should be at least paying a little bit more attention to. I do have more information about Google Analytics and driving traffic through SEO inside the Better Collective, which is my membership community. You can join at any time, leave at any time. I'd love for you to join us. I'll put a link down in the description so you can check it out. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time.